You mean, who was he? Kyle was a hero. He was going to save Haran. But sometimes, even the greatest heroes stumble.
Kyle is evidently the most known character in Dying Light. From a hero of a foreign city turned to a tragic demise to the infection, Kyle regained the last bit of humanity he has left after being kept away from the world for 13 years. But will that be enough suffering for our beloved hero of Haran? Or does his path get darker? Kyle's story began from taking a contract by the jury to locate and secure a stolen file by the person named Kadir Suleiman. It is no surprise that Kyle is unaware of his surroundings when entering this new environment, and ultimately he gets himself infected. It is during this time he realizes the situation he is truly in, and in order to benefit his scenario, he disguises as a regular surviving, aiding the tower. Throughout the story, you end up meeting Kadir, who goes by the name of Rice. And in order to gain his trust, you were tasked to do some errands for him, which with the unfortunate doubt of being very cruel. Throughout the story, you end up finding the file, and only for it to be published to the public by Kadir Suleiman. It is within this moment you realize all the work you did for them was lies, and you end up having yourself realize you've been played. It is during this time Kyle's infection starts to lose control and eventually ends up passing out at some point in time. It is also within this that you eventually meet the demise of Jade, a character who grew close with Crane during his time in Haran, only to end up losing to the infection with his choice being made for him. Fast forwarding to the story expansion, the following. This was a time of struggle. The tower has run out of Anzazin, and survivors are slowly falling to the virus. It is up to Kyle to find out about a cult named the Children of the Sun. Undergoing his environment out in the fields of the countryside, Crane stumbles into the wakes of a group of survivors who appears to be immune, though through an apparent prayer. It is said through these lands that people pray to a god of sorts called the Mother. Kyle ends up running errands during the time to gain the trust of the local survivors, and he's being blindly brought into his scenario. He gains an invite to meet the cultists, who grants him a ceremony to attend, and it is within this meeting that he realizes the rumors are true. And it was that a blue mist spread in the air prevented the infected attacking the people around, including Crane. Once the ceremony concludes, you end up discovering that it is a substance that for a short period of time keeps the infected at bay. Upon gaining more of the members' trust, you find out about another substance that is supposedly a cure. These are vials that upon drinking them is a whole different feeling, and Kyle is so unaware of its true danger, which later is revealed during the final encounter with the Mother, where she reveals the mist is only the start of a greater danger, which is what we call sentient volatiles. She drank the vial a long time ago, which ultimately turned her into a monster. Kyle was given a choice to cooperate and end the virus or save his friends. He ultimately went against the Mother's wishes, and she forced the vial down his throat, which in return was to show him the truth. After a fierce battle with the Mother, Kyle ends up turning into what we seem to think is something entirely different. However, it is suggestive that these were hallucinations at the time. Dying Light the Beast introduces Kyle as a normal human being, or so we thought. He contains remnants of his infection and seemingly has a deep rage for which in a short period of time turns him into a beast. It is unaware at the moment that he is confirmed to meet his demise, but there is a lot of speculation and pieces of evidence that suggest that narrative. From recent promotional content, Techland has ultimately made it clear that our hero is not exactly well. It's seen that his physical health is deteriorating and likely means we may even witness his death. It is also seen as if what we think is healing Kyle might also end up having the same effect the inhibitors had on Aiden. Another thing to note is that the beast mode is only standalone for this game, as they have no future plan with it. This could be seen in the finale as Kyle ends up losing his powers somehow, or ultimately losing his life. It could be possible that throughout the story we realize what the full effects of the Chimera blood does to Kyle, but it does seem more lenient that his character may conclude with the beast, and perhaps Kyle tragically ends up saving his friends by dying with the Baron, or it could be possible that after a fight with him that he succumbs to his wounds and goes out that way. There is many general theories being put out there, and unfortunately it is not looking generally good for Crane. But as far as speculation can go, Kyle can likely end up with a happy ending too. Honestly, we hope he does get it, as he has been through a lot. But will Techland let our hero go off easily? I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and honestly this was a bit of a script to make, but I do hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say and what theory I had to bring up. But for the most part, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you all later.